So yesterday, Warner Bros. Revealed what the season pass for Arkham Knight will feature by unveiling some of the DLC they have planned for the game after it releases. Today we're talking about everyone's favorite subject when it comes to gaming, DLC. This is Globku from Magical Noob. Welcome to another episode of Arkham Talk. DLC. Some love it, some hate it. Who am I kidding? Some people hate it less, that's more like it. But honestly, I'm pretty happy with the DLC they've unveiled so far. Let's go down the list. First, we have a story DLC called Batgirl, A Matter of Family. I've seen a lot of people wishing to play as a Batgirl ever since Rocksteady said that Barbara was gonna have a more significant role in Arkham Knight. But she was never going to become the Batgirl. Ever since Arkham Asylum, her character bios read that Barbara had already been the Batgirl and now she would never walk again. So she's stuck being the Oracle. But Rocksteady is releasing a Batgirl story arc, which is a prequel to the whole thing, which keeps the integrity of the storyline. Story DLCs are obviously my favorite. I thought Harley Quinn's revenge was really worth playing through in Arkham City, and not only do we get that, we also get to play as a whole new character, so this is definitely the item on the list that I'm the most excited about. Next, we have another story DLC. This is called The Season of Infamy. In this one, you still play as Batman, you'll be fighting some supervillains, hopefully different ones from what we find in the main game, but what's most interesting is that they're hinting at new gameplay features. Honestly, I was sold when they said new story arcs. But that's not all! We get another story DLC called Gotham City Stories, where you don't play as Batman but as his allies. We know thanks to their recent announcement that Robin, Nightwing and Catwoman will be playable via the dual play feature they have for this new Arkham game. So it only makes sense to utilize those assets and have them as the main character in different story arcs. These stories will take place before and after the events of Arkham Knight, which makes me even extra curious since they seem to have something big planned for the ending of that game. From here on, it gets a bit less interesting. We have the Batmobile skins and extra tracks. Actually, I'm not sure if calling them skins is fair in this scenario. They're teasing that you'll be able to drive the most iconic of Batmobiles from Batman history. So, they'd have to make some big changes to the one they have in-game. They can't just change the colors on the existing Batmobile and call it the one from Batman Returns, for instance, because that's a very different shape. And with a different shape, you have to adjust hitboxes and possibly even physics, though I don't know if they'll go as far as doing that. And regarding the tracks, we already know that the Riddler will have some Batmobile-themed challenges in store for us. So it's probably just more of those, kinda like challenge mode is just more guys to beat up. And speaking of which, more challenge maps are also on the list. The only thing to take away from this item is that they're confirming that Batman's allies will be playable in these challenge maps, which we kind of already expected anyway. And finally, the last item on the list is of no surprise to anyone, character skins. These will be for Batman, Robin, Nightwing and Catwoman, which further supports the theory that Azrael will not be a playable character. You can expect a variety of skins like you had in the previous games across several eras of the series. If you want to look ridiculous being a cartoon beating up thugs, you can do that. And this is the DLC included in the Season Pass. I want you guys to bear in mind that the already announced Harley Quinn Story Pack is not included in the Season Pass, that is a pre-order bonus only, and that the Red Hood Story Pack is a pre-order deal from GameStop. Fuck you, GameStop. And the Nightmare missions, which are exclusive to PS4, and I hate to disagree with you, Hall of Game, but I don't think they're coming to the PC later. They've already done something similar with Arkham City before, although it was only Batman skins, but that content never got released on the PC. But that also leads me to believe that the Nightmare missions won't be anything special, just some Batmobile tracks with the big scarecrow on the side or something of the sort. Alright, now that you know the content, let's talk about money. The Season Pass will cost you a total of $40, which is almost as much as the main game. So this seemed like a lot when they first announced it, but looking at the content they have planned for it, I'm like, alright, yeah, this seems fair. 3 of the DLCs are story arcs, not just one, but several story arcs per DLC pack. And I know I've said this already, but I really liked Harley Quinn's Revenge. And if this is anywhere near that, and hopefully that's the case, then it's definitely worth it. But I want everyone watching to remember that we don't know that. So obviously, while the price seems fair for the amount of content they're putting out, I can't recommend anyone to buy this because we don't actually know if it's any good. The whole concept of the season pass is quite ridiculous. I put it on the same spot as pre-order bonuses. The message there is buy something we haven't made yet, so even if it sucks, we at least already have your money, you know? But speaking of pre-orders, they're also selling you the season pass at a cheaper price if you're willing to pre-order the game. They're calling this the Legendary Edition, which is nothing more than a pack of the game plus the season pass. And personally, I would never encourage anyone to pre-order the game. As hyped as you are about it, you never know if it's good until it's actually out. It could also be riddled with game-breaking bugs. You should always wait for reviews to come out and decide whether or not you want to play it. And honestly, if you really love the game, I'm sure you won't mind spending a couple of extra bucks on DLC after launch. And if you're worried about Harley Quinn's revenge, just fucking watch it on YouTube. I'm sure you won't be missing much. But anyway, because it can get so confusing on what comes with each version, I've broken it down for you, so you can make an informed decision on what you want to buy. If you pre-order, you get Harley Quinn Story Pack free of charge. If you pre-order at GameStop and a handful of other retailers, you get Harley Quinn's and Red Hood's Story Pack, also free of charge. If you buy it for PS4, you also get the Nightmare Missions, free of charge. Then we have the Season Pass, which is $40 and has those 6 items that we talked about today. Then we have the Legendary Edition, which is pretty much the pre-order stuff with the Season Pass at a discount price. And don't forget the previously announced limited editions that come with a steel case, art book, comic book, and either a statue of Batman or a fully transformable Batmobile. These are expensive as shit. If you buy this, you still want the DLC, you should buy the Season Pass separately. Or you know, each DLC piece as it comes out. And we also have the PS4 bundle where you can buy a special edition PlayStation 4 with a custom cover and the base game, which sucks because this is the most expensive item and you still have to pay extra if you want DLC, but hey, at least you're getting a cool console. You know, when you have to put these things in a chart, you might have gone too far with the versions you have for your game. Just saying. But I also want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on the whole DLC thing? I personally think that the DLC for this game could be very, very exciting. Finally having Gotham as a playground just opens up all kinds of stories. Imagine playing from any of your favorite comics in Arkham Knight. Imagine playing Killing the Joke. Imagine playing Batman Year One. I think there's a lot of potential for DLC in this game, but let me know what you guys think. Are you optimistic? What do you think of the price? Is it too much? Let me know all about it in the comments below. While you're down there, click that like button and subscribe for more gaming goodness. I've been Globku. Take care, everyone. See you next time.